Oh, right there. Well, hey, everybody. Welcome to the Lawrence County Animal Hour. I'm Leanne Pettis with Friends of Lawrence County Animals, and we're so excited today. We have the last but not least, Philip Heatherly, who is running for County Executive of Lawrence County. Philip, welcome. We're so glad to have you.
Great to be here.
And then we also have Beth Keaton with Folka. And Jaden, is he in the picture too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's great, Jaden. You're in the picture, and we're so glad to have you as well. And Beth, do you want to tell us a little bit about our guest, Bentley?
Well, this is Bentley, and Bentley is a female, and she is very lovable, very sweet, loves children, loves other dogs.
Beautiful.
She's about
markings.
a year and a half old. Yeah, she's brindle. She's a brindle color.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, she's a mixed breed. I think most all of our dogs are mixed breeds. It had on her paper she was a mixed mountain cur, and I don't know what a mountain cur is.
Well, you're beautiful,
But whatever
Bentley.
it is, she's beautiful. But Bentley is ready to go home with someone.
She is such a good dog, and she's so friendly. And as you mentioned, she loves everybody.
she
we don't
doesn't-
know about cats.
Well, we're pretty sure she doesn't like cats. And she may not like chickens, but most dogs don't like chickens.
I don't like chicken.
You don't like chickens either. But Bentley is also house trained. She's potty trained. So she gets out of her kennel. She does not go in her kennel. She gets out, they walk her, along with a lot of our dogs are.
And she's also
potty
spayed,
trained.
correct?
Yes.
Okay, so,
Yes.
I mean, vaccines, ready to
She
go,
is
Bentley.
ready to go. She is ready to
That's
go home.
wonderful.
Yeah.
Definitely friendly. I've been getting loved on by her before we started.
Yeah,
Yes.
Philip, didn't you? Yeah.
Absolutely.
So I'm with you, Philip.
So, Philip, before we get started, and again, thanks so much for coming. We've got a couple of things that we want to do. First of all, we want to thank our sponsors, Story and Lee, Hearing Services of Middle Tennessee, and our brand new sponsor, Parks Lumber Company. We're so excited to have them on board, as well as our other sponsors. Please give them a big thank you when you go in to visit. They're so involved, and their thoughtfulness is what makes this Lawrence County Animal Hour very informative, and we hear lots of good feedback about it. So the second thing I wanted to mention is that we have the Merry Market coming up this Saturday, and we're thrilled about that. We have, once again, selfies with Santa. So we have Santa there. You can go up, and Santa will be on his sleigh. You can bring your family from 8 o'clock in the morning until roughly around between noon and 1 o'clock, I think he will be there. So make sure you come in the morning if you possibly can.
We've also got face painting.
Yes.
And that will be going on until the Merry Market closes at 4, I believe.
So there's a suggested donation of $5 for your selfie pics, and you can take as many as you like. And all of those proceeds will go to our Pick-a-Paw program, which helps give, alleviate medical costs for some of our shelter pets to make sure that they get on their way to adoptive homes.
Yeah.
So
Help make them more adoptable.
make them more
things that they
adoptable.
need.
Yes,
Yeah.
things that they need to get them well on their way. So we're thrilled about that. So I want to circle back. Everybody makes fun of me saying circle back. I do want to circle back and once again welcome Philip. And Philip, you've been a county commissioner now for
6 years.
6 years.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's
Loves
great. And what is your district?
District 12. That's the Hennerville and Center
Okay.
community, and I say it correctly. Hennerville, not Henryville.
yeah,
I've been there
yeah.
my whole life. I know
Yeah.
how to say that.
Absolutely.
I had to learn that too when I moved here. Hennerville.
Yep.
Hennerville.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's easy to pick someone out that don't that
Yes.
hadn't been around.
Haven't been around.
Not from-
Henryville.
Not from around here.
That's it.
So there's been lots of changes regarding animals in the 6 years that you've been a county commissioner.
Yes,
Do you
ma'am.
want to kind of recap some of the things that you've been involved in and some of the things that the commission has done since you've been in office?
Yeah. When I started, it was pretty much left up to the property owner, homeowner, farm owner to take care of whatever issue that arose with animals, whether it was dogs with cattle, whatever. That was kind of a tough thing, tough decision as a landowner and all to have to make between a cow and dogs and things like that. And now, of course, it's really changed a lot. We had never had an animal control officer.
Right.
We do have one now in the county, one that I personally know. He's a great guy. I think it's amazing now that we can call and have someone respond.
Now, did you go to school with Jarrett?
Yes, ma'am. He's a couple of years younger than me.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I've knew him since I was young.
He's around your neck of the woods then.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, he's a Summertown guy too. But of course now it's changed, and now the deputies have another tool.
Yeah.
Used to they really didn't have options when they come out. Now we have an option of bringing it. If we cannot find a solution there,
Right.
to be able to bring it into our shelter, which is doing amazing.
Yes.
Now, our shelter is, of course, is for domestic dogs. But now Jarrett's role as a county ACO, that covers any animal, like a cow, a horse, a goat.
I don't know that we've got into the that side of it yet. Mainly, I think it is on domestic animals. But I'm sure that would be also his job to respond to.
We don't have a shelter for those type animals, but I know there are resources.
There's a department that actually goes out on calls, and I bet
the
if
state,
Jarrett's
I
not
believe.
working
Yeah.
right, he might end up getting involved somehow.
Yeah.
We can find that. One of these days we do need to have Jarrett and Chloe both
Oh,
on
we do need to have them.
for a
Absolutely.
future show. We'll make a note of that and make sure we have them on. But Philip, you mentioned farmers, and it's so funny, and I don't know if you remember this, but some of our farmers, we even had a farmer on our board, Wayne Richardson, who is an advocate. So many of our farmers were advocates in having a shelter and getting something done, because so many strays were being dropped on their farms, and they had, it was nothing to talk to someone that had anywhere from 10 to 20, sometimes even more dogs on their farms, because they had been dropped there. And so they were some of our biggest supporters in doing something.
I don't want to start, dropping names of farmers out there, but a lot of times that's who you find that are going to be for the animals being protected.
Yes.
As much I know, Mr. Bill Legg.
Yes,
he's done a lot. He was at the benefit supper that we had a few months ago. I think that there's a lot of farmers that get out and care a lot about animals, and
he's one of our biggest supporters, and he is a great guy. We so appreciate everything that he does for the shelter and Friends of Lawrence County Animals. So I know this is a broad question, but what role do you believe county government should play in animal welfare? We've kind of talked a little bit about this.
Well, anything that has a direct influence on the safety and security of our county, and I believe I've said that and so many times in talks and all that I've had, that that's what your government is supposed to do. Now, safety and security, as we have so many small farms and things now, if you have a small herd of cattle, if you lose one cow, that you've pretty much lost the money that you have in it.
Right.
And animals, dogs, things like that get loose, get dropped on someone, something like that, are going to cause a problem eventually with animals. So I feel like it's a very big thing on security. I think that's something we have to have some kind. I think most of our sheriffs, even before Sheriff Myers, would have said they would have appreciated having an animal control officer. I know the deputies would have said that because they really had nothing to do. So I think that it's something it's definitely been a step in the right direction.
And what do you believe the community's responsibility is regarding animal welfare?
Well, I think a lot of times making sure that you know what's going on in your community, had a time back a few years ago. I believe I talked to Beth quite a bit on that. Had some actually puppies dropped off at our church right beside my house. Had I had some misinformation that they were, very aggressive. So I went down there to check on that, and I figured out that they just wanted something to eat. They wanted licked to
Bless
death,
their
and
hearts.
that
Yeah.
they would. So having your eyes open, and then making sure you know the right information. If we would have had an animal control officer, which we did not then the phone call about very aggressive animals could have ended a different way. So I think having your eyes open, making sure you're caring about your community, whether there's a whole bunch of stray dogs or whatever. I think that's what the community needs to be into, is making sure.
Yes, and too, and we can't stress this enough, and this is why the public-private partnership between FOLCA, it's going to take all of us, because this crisis or challenge did not happen overnight with a high number of unwanted animals in Lawrence County. So you guys, the commission, are hitting it in two ways. Immediately, of course, we have the shelter, and right now they are really full. I mean, I can't stress how full they are right now. But long term, the spay and neuter, the Lawrence County SNPs program, and that is making such a difference. And we'll start to see that hopefully sometime soon as we continue. In fact, we're having an impromptu mini cat clinic this Saturday, I just found out. So those of you who do have friendly cats, look for us on Facebook. We're going to be making a post later on today or tonight, and with more information about how you can take advantage of that. But
I did want to throw one other thing out for the community. The thing that Friends of Lawrence County Animals does so well too is coming up with funding too. I feel like that's what makes it easier for the commission to say, yes, we'll help in this, yes, we'll help in that, because the brunt of your funding is from local citizens supporting you.
We're the bridge.
Yes, and I think that's something that the community needs to understand, is when y'all have fundraisers and things like that they can give to, do for, that's an amazing thing that keeps the property tax dollar from all being spent there. And I think that's something we definitely have to
Well,
do.
thank you for saying that. And also, I want to say 100% of our monies go directly to animals. I mean, there are no salaries. There are very little administrative costs. We, many times pay out of our own pockets for administrative costs to try to make sure that any monies that the community gives goes directly into the animals. And also, 100% of the spay-neuter allocation goes for spaying and neutering animals of those families who need financial assistance. So we're always on top of that. And, you do hear about organizations. I mean, clearly there has to be salaries and things like that. We just happen to be we're lucky in that we are an all volunteer, and frankly, we're not large enough to have any salaries. So that's what we do, right, Beth?
That's what
and
we
the rest
do.
of our board. We are a working board. We have working committees, and
Yes.
again, so many members of the community have stepped up. And if you're looking out there to become involved, please let us know, because we have a place for you with Friends of Lawrence County Animals. So I want to move on to leadership and accountability. Our shelter is transitioning, as I mentioned, to 45,000 residents. And so what do you think are your priorities for staffing, facilities, and additional community partnerships?
The thing that I believe our county has to get better at is plans. We have to have a plan. It's kind of like a budget, and in our budget committee, a lot of times we'll have some disagreements on how that this should look. We have to have long-term plans. Now, them plans have to kind of curve, turn, change, but you have to have long-term plans, a goal to go toward. And then we have to be able to bring that down to what does that look like in 2 weeks? What does that look like in a year?
Right.
What does that look like in 5 years? So I think the main thing we have to do, and we now know that we have way too many animals in the shelter. We have so many in there. We have to find mechanisms that we can use to make that flow better. To get, so I've heard y'all talk about fostering, things like that, and a couple other things, ideas that we have, or that y'all have, that would make that less of a strain on the shelter. But if we cannot run it, with ideas like that, we have to look at ways of growth. But I think that has to be something we definitely look at money-wise, time-wise, area-wise, and plan. I think we just have to see the goal and go toward it, whatever that looks like. I'm kind of big. You said accountabilities and all. I'm big on that. I believe that you have a better workforce with accountabilities. I could go into merit-based raises, things like that. So we definitely have to have a plan, guidelines, policies we go by that keep us out of trouble, keep the animals out of trouble, and let us be able to go forward. Is that?
That's a good point. What happened there?
I think she's cooling me off.
Give him a little.
She knew I was going to get excited on the accountability.
Listen, I should never bring a drink and a dog in the same meeting. Sorry, Philip.
You're fine.
That's great. That is great. And that is a very good point. Right now, it's not going to be this way forever because we've just started the county animal shelter, and from zero, we're at ground zero right now. Yep. And so we are trying to think out of the box. I hate to use it, it's so common, but I don't know. I haven't found a better, begin with the end in mind, and that's to get dogs out of the shelter. So, for example, as I was mentioning to you last Friday, some volunteers came and we sat down. We compiled a list of over 400 rescues, and we're calling those and trying to make connections to get these dogs out of here. Believe it or not, our adoption rates are
really good.
Our local adoptions are really good. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
You can tell our community is really stepping up, and if they want another pet, they think about the shelter, they visit the shelter, they come to the adoption events. I mean, it has just been remarkable, but we still have, and a lot of those are multiple dogs brought in through law enforcement situations that, as many that goes out, there's a lot that go into. This is Bentley. Is Bentley giving you kisses, Jaden?
Bentley does love children.
I know. Bentley does love
Proving
children.
it right now.
No, absolutely. Do you want to speak a little bit about what the county has done for spay-neuter? I know we talked about.
Yeah.
But you were very involved in that as well.
I was.
County SNPs.
And that's something that I'm pretty good at. At the end of the day, I need to know exactly what it was. When we started it, I really didn't know. Actually, called Miss Beth and had a meeting with her about what's going on. What exactly is it? I need to know exactly what SNPs is, and then figured out that it's really a separate thing, but it really holds hands with what we're doing.
Yes.
And then, of course, and I wasn't the only one, once I figured that out and the other commissioners figured it out, then there was no issue with it at all.
With our additional funding. So what happened was we asked for $25,000, and then we received feedback that this program is so popular and people love it. And we needed it. We need additional funding. So we made that request, and we're so glad. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I think it ended up being about I don't know that every one of the commissioners voted for it, but a huge majority.
The majority of it,
did.
but yes,
Well,
yes.
When you look at it in so many different directions of keeping the stray population down,
Yeah.
of keeping the shelters population down, I just don't know how you would find a better way to that if you don't want calves and you don't have a bull on the place.
And it also helps families too, because it's expensive
Yes,
to
ma'am.
spay and neuter, your pets. And before you know it, if you do not take care of it immediately, the next thing you know,
You got 10 puppies.
you have 10 puppies.
So now you need to be spending it 10 times.
Yes, it's just incredible. So
ma'am.
we so appreciate the allocation from the county commission. And we encourage everybody to thank your commissioner because, as Philip said, the majority of them voted for it and passed it.
And if we had enough vets with the bandwidth to schedule more surgeries, we'd probably be asking you for more money. That's for spay neuter.
That's what an organization that's after the goal does.
That's right.
I've found that out for sure. But yes, that I think that it's a good program, and I like the. I hate to say it as qualifying questions, but I like the way that's being handled. Also, I think that's definitely kudos to that across the board way that y'all do that.
Regarding this is community and economic impact, animal welfare, everybody thinks of it in a very narrow, we tend to, a lot of people do in a very narrow way, but it does connect to tourism and quality of life, community and economic development. How would you highlight that connection as a county executive?
Well, in the how I've kind of look at it, I don't know so much about tourism. We have to have a good horse up in Etheridge to be able to do the wagon tours.
Yes, yes.
But on the community side, I tend to kind of back up and look at it more farmer. I was so that's kind of my origins. So I look at it as a lot of times I can speak to our experience. We had a lot of animals and dogs and cats, animals dropped on our property.
Yes.
Because it's like, oh, they're a farmer. So,
Yes.
Here's our 4 dogs we don't want.
Yeah.
So I feel like that impact of, all of us, if you drop a dog off at my house, then my daughter or my wife or myself is going to feel bad, is going to feed the dog, going to try to figure out something to do. But that's just an added burden on you, especially, me. I have this little 240-pound dog at my house. It's an English Mastiff.
Oh, have you ever?
So
Big boy.
yeah. So feed bill's enough, but if someone drops it off, what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
So yes, I think community moving in. I don't think we have herds of cats running around all over the place. I know of a couple of cat colonies that we have.
We have, yes,
But
we have quite a few.
But you
yes.
don't want to buy a house that's got
No.
a cat colony in the backyard either.
No, absolutely. And you're exactly right. People moving in, they want to make sure that I've noticed or I've heard, Beth being with the chamber, companies that give, that go on site tours, they want to see if there are any strays or how a community takes care of animals.
Yeah.
Also, the downtown area or the more community, the more a community can be pet friendly, it just speaks well to visitors. And, many people now travel with their pets. Mm-hmm. They'll throw their dog in the car and come into Amish country and, buy produce, and they want a good place to, to walk their dogs. And so, it's amazing how entwined animal welfare is to every other aspect of, the community. Would you like to speak about your views about enforcing animal cruelty laws?
I think the animal cruelty laws have to be there. There has to be information that is known though, whenever you go to do that. What I think of, like I said, it always ends up revolving around my dog or our farm. My dad had a cow that's pretty much, her name was Big Mama. She was more of a pet than anything. We had that girl for 18 years.
Oh, bless her
18
heart.
years. Now, she was probably the most pampered animal on our place. Apples fed to her out of his hand, carrots, whatever. But by the time she was at the end of her life, she looked miserable. Just you could see her bones. So I feel like we have to watch some of that. You have to get the story behind that before we go.
Yes, absolutely.
But I think you have to have that. You can't have someone that does not take care of their animals, even their next door neighbor. Thinking of me with cattle, you have to have all the vaccines and all for your cows. If someone moves in next door with cows that they never take care of, anything like that, then you end up with that in your herd.
Yes.
So you have to have the laws. I hate to see a lot of times the ones that, you figure out, you get the lead side of that story of, how horrible these cows look. And then you figure out, wait a minute.
Yes.
So you have to have them kind of laws because people will do dumb things.
And usually you find out if a cow or horse is older. You usually find out the situation. But I understand what you're saying. On the surface, people may be very alarmed when they see something, and until you really, there could be more to the story.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, there's a lot of practices in farming that you have to do for the safety of the animal, whether it's dehorning, a lot of things like that. But you have to know, and that's what bothers me about a lot of the animal cruelty. The way the laws are upheld, I think we have to watch. It can be a nightmare in that. But I'm sure that there's ones, not that I know of, right now top of my head that have some problems there with dogs. I think running having so many dogs in the backyard, just having a puppy mill kind of thing. I mean, that how you get any more cruel than that?
Right.
So
exactly. What steps would you take as county executive to strengthen the cooperation between the county and the city on animal issues?
I think the main thing with any issue that we end up having with the city and county, at the end of the day, we have to understand that the county and the city should be holding hands going toward the same goal. Anyone that's a city resident is also a county resident.
Right.
I mean, at the end of it all, we shouldn't have any troubles between us once it's done. I see the way to correct any issues that we have, not just in animal, but in many other things, is just communications. I think a lot of times we're so unplugged from each other, and we both have big jobs to do.
Right.
The city has huge things to do, and so does the county. But we have to make time to sit down and say, hey, how can we work together to do it? And I think that as of now, that our two animal control officers are doing a good job with that, and the training and all that I've been hearing they're going to. No,
Yes.
I think that's an amazing thing. But we just have to open lines of communication.
How would you ensure that our current animal programs are sustainable and not the first to be cut when budgets are tight?
So I think policies and guidelines, accountabilities, kind of like we hit earlier. So we have to make sure that our money is being spent in the correct way.
Correct.
We have to make sure that we're getting that bang for our buck that we're putting into it. What I have been kind of basing my campaign around is making sure that we're not spending money in all these directions that the government should not be in. So my hope would be that we didn't get to the point with the budget to where we had to if we put them policies, guidelines in, just to where accountabilities are there, just to where we can.
And again, so many people feel that, and you have mentioned this, any type of government, whether it's local, state, or federal, first and foremost should be safety and security for its citizens. And animals, animal welfare is a part of that. So,
It definitely can be.
Absolutely. So, as we had mentioned, and Lord, we've talked about it in the past, Beth loves to say it, is that VOCA is a solutions-based organization. So we always try to find solutions and then begin working towards getting to that. We, as I've mentioned in the other two, we even brag that we have a rocket scientist on our board, and we also have someone that graduated Six Sigma. So we've really got a lot of good thinkers that can help us, find our way forward regarding animals. Some of the things I wanted to get your opinions on. Reduce potential owner surrenders caused by no pet rental policies. Now, this is becoming a big concern. And, how it works, maybe we would recognize landlords who allow pets. We could provide guidance on pet deposits, cleanup, and insurance. We could partner with the Chamber of Commerce, the local realtors, and insurance agents, and really work together to try to, work with owners on allowing more pets into homes, responsible pet ownership into homes. What are your feelings on that?
Well, I have some pretty firm feelings on small business renters, kind of things like that. The way that I look at it, we would have to do that is make there be positives for the property owner to do it. As of now, I have owned a rental property in the past. I know how big of a mess that can be, taking the carpets out and fixing the pet marks. I mean, I have a dog the size of a horse in my house. I know exactly what we're dealing with. But the thing is, as long as we're not forcing someone, I think if you make the positives outweigh the negatives, or at least equal, then that's a great thing. I think it'd be horrible for me to have to change in life, move to renting a property or an apartment to where they said I could not have Duke.
Right.
Because now he's got to just be a part of me. When I come in, I expect him to, bulldoze me when I go through the door.
Right.
So I think that that's a horrible thing to have to get rid of your dog because of a change of location.
And we agree, positive incentives and, positive incentives, and maybe there's some ideas by that none of us have even thought about, but by getting with owners and realtors and, getting
because
different
we do
entities
have
together.
A lot of rental property.
We do.
In our county.
Yes, we do.
And it all stays
and we're
full.
getting more.
And we're getting more.
Yes, we're getting more.
Staying full. And I know firsthand a couple of folks that will not allow animals in their homes. I think it would be more the owner becomes the issue. It's not the dog.
No.
I mean,
we rented from Bill Pittner in 1990, I guess it was. No pets. And I had a dog. And she was my child. And I begged and I begged and I begged. And I went to Jones Home Furnishings and I would beg, Bill, please, please.
Did he give in, Beth?
He did. He got He knew I wasn't going to go away. And I begged and I begged and I begged.
Yes.
And I promised. If she tore up anything, if she messed up anything, we were going to pay. I mean, and thank goodness he believed me. And I was serious. But
yes, you
but
were.
all that was in the 90s.
Oh, I know. Yeah. But it seems to be a real challenge.
It is.
And so it's something that we're going to work on. We are starting, and I think I mentioned this to you, and we'll start to talk more about it maybe next week, initiative, keeping trying to keep pets in homes, because right now families are going through a lot of transition, whether it's, their house or financially, and it could mean, and it's temporarily in a lot of cases too, and it could mean just a couple of months of providing dog food. I mean, whatever the situation. In some of the other places, and usually in the larger cities, Nashville Humane, for example, has an entire department that is dedicated to trying to keep pets in homes. And again, it's out of the shelter. So the dog's out of the shelter. So it
At
works.
the end of the day, so a lot of times I look at it in different directions. At the end of the day, we're feeding it if it's in the shelter.
Yes.
And if it's in someone's home, we're feeding it
Yes.
there, but we don't have the overpopulation problem. We don't have the people there working to do it.
That is
that's
the
great.
sweetest thing I have ever seen in my life.
Kobe, I hope this is getting on our show because it's so precious.
Oh, it is so precious. It's the cutest thing in the world.
I mean, come
and
on,
Bentley
guys.
is such a great
Adopt.
If you've got kiddos,
Yes.
adopt.
Adopt
Yes,
Bentley.
Bentley
She
is the sweetest
so
thing
sweet.
ever.
So sweet.
Licensing requirements. We've talked about, some of the things that we might look into, maybe issue a license for every dog or cat residing in Lawrence County, but the fee may go to spay and neuter either for shelter animals or for the SNPs program, for microchipping, for those things that help with the situation that we're in. Your thoughts?
It scares me to death on the permitting. Be just straight honest with you. There's the things you're talking about are very needed, especially if you were to lose an animal, something like that, the microchipping and all that, figure out who's responsible for said animal, things like that.
And again, you can quickly find your owner instead of them residing at the shelter.
Yes. Waiting for them to figure out that they are.
So maybe if the license fee was just so teeny tiny, we might,
I'm scared of that. But
I know.
A number of reasons.
There's a lot of, and we're not for. It's just room for discussion in the future.
Well, I can tell you what my arguments would be is then, what department would be issuing said permit. Where's that building going to be, and who's going to staff that? And
well, that's true
so
too. That's something that that needs to be discussed and worked out.
It's a really deep thing. We could jump in on that with
I believe
a number of other
cities, it's run through the vets. The vets
when they license,
when they get their rabies shot, that's when the license fee is added. Now you still got it. Now you're not building a building. You don't have staff, but you still got money that's got to go somewhere. Somebody's got to manage that money. Absolutely.
So anytime we get into talking other licenses and fees, I mean, I'll just kind of shut.
And I mentioned that we're not pro that right now. We just want to talk about.
Oh yeah, brainstorming. Oh
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
That's something I was gonna kind of give y'all attaboy for. Anyway, you can tell that you have people on your board that think outside the box, to use your words, because of the ideas y'all have that save the county so much money, that take care of the dogs so much, that do amazing things. There's some great ideas that come out of
I'll tell you what else, and the secret sauce is also talking out to other. We talk to other entities, other shelters, other organizations in Middle Tennessee. We talk to them outside of the state. We read a lot, trying to find out. Usually the best ideas are stolen, kind of thing,
You can tell y'all are dedicated.
we are dedicated. Yes. One other thing that we can do very shortly is match gentle senior pets with senior citizens for mutual benefit. FOLCA, or the shelter, will cover food and bedding for a period of time, and we can check in weekly to make sure everything's going okay. It could be a temporary, kind of a foster to adopt until we know that the situation is great. And we would partner with the senior centers, Meals on Wheels, and area churches as well. Your thoughts about that?
I think that's a great idea. Of course, sometimes my dog is a little dramatic whenever I get home from work, and you're ready for some relaxing. But
and how much does he weigh again?
240 pounds. He's an English Mastiff. Yes,
he is an English Mastiff.
Yeah, if he jumps
big boy.
up, he's taller than I am. His head is higher than me.
Wow! Wow!
I'd say he would fill my shirt up very well. If he was to put it up.
Right. You should dress him up for Halloween. Yeah. Just let him wear your clothes and the cap, and that would be adorable.
But yeah, where I was going with that though is with our the senior citizens and all that. It's amazing how just the friendship company can help you out, and I think that's a great thing. And like I said, looking at it in that light is great, and also looking at it in the budget way too. We have less dogs in the shelter.
Yes.
We may be feeding them for a period of time, but that's different than having them in the shelter.
Right.
I think that's
absolutely.
a great idea with that. I think that's a wonderful thing.
And then, of course, the last thing, I mentioned keep pets in homes. Mm-hmm. But I do want to reach out, going back to the senior dogs for seniors. If you're interested in volunteering in that position, please reach out to us too. We would, love to have the extra hands, and I think this is going to be a great program. Beth, do you know how many senior dogs we have roughly? I know it's...
Well, and what is a senior dog? I think dog food, people say it's
10 plus?
7 up.
7 up?
Age
Okay.
7 and up.
Okay.
But we do have 3 right now at the shelter. Grandma Edna and Phoenix and Old Red.
Old Red.
Old
Yes,
Red.
yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes.
And they're great dogs, and they're
just great dogs.
And they're not so old they're going to die tomorrow.
No, they're not. They've got a great life.
Yeah.
Well, they wouldn't have to be just a senior dog either, right? So
yes.
The reason we bought an English Mastiff is because 99% of the time he is snoring on the floor beside you. He's not a bird dog.
Right.
That was our decision process was my wife ended up deciding that we needed a lazy dog instead of me buying an English pointer bird dog because they're wide open. So you could even match them up in a more relaxed animal too. It wouldn't have to just be a senior.
It wouldn't be a senior dog.
Try to do that, with people, and so
she does a great job.
She does. Mm-hmm. She does. Yeah.
I've only been hearing good things about it, so that's...
She does a really good job. I think Grandma Edna looks older than she is. She's got a lot of graying in her face, but so did Lily Mae, and Lily Mae's got all kinds of energy, and Edna does too.
Did somebody
go out and walk Edna around? You'll see.
Yes, I think she got away from Ginger, and they had to get out I call it the bin. What do they call it? The Ranger or whatever? Side by side, yes, to track down Grandma Edna. So,
That's great.
She has more energy than, all of us probably put together.
I think she's having a good time.
I think Bentley's having a great time. And this one here is usually not that
active. He's usually sleeping through.
But Bentley and him have just got it going on.
I bet he sleeps good tonight.
I bet he does too. And Bentley will too. Bentley's like, what is going on here?
Come here.
Well, she is beautiful. Do we know how old she is?
She's about 1.5 years.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
So she's grown. She's grown.
She is grown.
Yeah.
But she's wonderful.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And again, great with children. She has beautiful white teeth.
She's got a good personality.
She has a great personality.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm so glad you brought her. Did you pick her out for this bit of the week?
I did not. Ginger did. So, yeah.
Again, no, we won't have any dogs at Mary Market, but because it's at Rotary and, there's a lot of stuff going on. Have you ever been to Mary Market, Philip?
I think I have. It's been.
I think I
Been a
have.
minute. I was gonna ask earlier when you were kind of plugging it to say again where it was, because that's
Rotary.
so
It's
that
at Rotary Park. That's a good, yes, it's at Rotary Park.
The front two gyms.
And usually it is 2 days. It is Friday night and Saturday. But because it's Halloween, it's only going to be 1 day. This
It's always the first Saturday in November.
It's the first Saturday in November.
Sarah, and again, you said it was from.
It was from 8 until 3.
Okay.
Now, Santa's going to be there from 8 until. I'm married to Santa, so you never know when he might bolt.
That must. That must be nice. All kinds of presents.
But as there are children standing there,
Santa is always
Santa's
good.
good.
Santa will never, yeah, absolutely. But I'm just saying this for people who may come in the afternoon. Santa usually
gone.
is there from 8 until noon, or at the latest 8 until 1 o'clock.
All right.
Yeah. And he has his sleigh, so we're really excited about that. And Beth, what else do we have going on? Is there an adoption event coming on?
There's an adoption event the next Saturday, November 8th, and it will be at Advance America. They contacted Ginger and said, please let us, host an adoption event. So we're
That's
going
wonderful.
up there. It'll be from 10 until 1. Probably have 5 or 6 dogs. That's usually about what we try to take is 5 or 6 dogs. Sometimes we'll add some puppies to that, but we'll have volunteers that are, taking care of each dog.
So, I know we're talking about local politics right now, but it's something that's been on our minds over the last few days. And so I want to bring this up. There is a possibility of SNAP benefits going away November 1st. And because of that, if we could ask the community to really think about the food boxes around the community, to maybe add dog and cat food, especially, not especially, but in addition to food, because everybody is not only trying to feed themselves during this time, but they're also trying to feed their pets. We are going to try to work on some initiatives in that way, and we'll talk more about that next week. But just to mention that, if you are, and I know all the boxes stay full, we're such a good and giving community. If there is any possible way that you can add dog and cat food when you are giving to the food boxes around the area, that would be so helpful, and I'm sure so many families would appreciate it.
Yes. Yes.
That'd be as much blessing as food.
Yes,
That's
because so many, and we found out seniors especially go without food and medicine for themselves to provide for their animals. So this would just really, help things along. If people are able to give a little bit more, that would be
Yes, ma'am.
terrific. And FOLCA is going to be doing their part as well. We're kind of busy working on some ideas and along with the shelter, and we'll have some more information for you next week. Beth, do we have anything else going on?
Well, and I just want to add to that I know Ginger has had people come to the shelter with an animal and basically did not want to surrender that animal, but was having to because they couldn't buy food for themselves and the animal.
Right.
And I know Ginger has bought food herself, not from the shelter, but bought food herself, to give people. And sometimes she will get donations of food, and she will save that for people. And that really is when I started thinking about it. She's got people going out there to surrender because they can't afford their food.
Right.
Yeah.
But they want their dog.
But they want their dog.
They want
their
their
dog.
dog.
So it's really critical.
Yes.
It's like moving and other things that we
Yes.
talked about. Yeah.
Well, and another thing that we're going to do again this year, or that Ginger is, I say we help her in all these campaigns, is Home for the Holidays.
Oh, yes.
And That was very successful last year. Several animals were fostered during the holiday season, which got them out of those kennels.
And talk a little bit more about the program.
Well, and what is so good about it is when the dog does come back, they're able to tell us, how did the dog get along with children? Did it get along with other dogs? Did it like my cat? And it just, I don't know, it just helps calm that dog to get it out of that shelter situation and into a home, for a while. And of course, sometimes people would go ahead and adopt the dog, which is what we really love.
Or
fall in love with it.
Or they knew somebody.
Yes, or they know someone.
Yes. But they always have that option to go back. And if they do go back, that's fine too, because that means that family can foster again. If you took in every dog you fostered, then we would have no more fosters.
Right.
So we love our fosters that are freely able to foster a dog, and either they find an adoptive home, and if they don't, that's okay too, because we learn so much more about the dog.
It's a great way to test drive, though.
So
that's
absolutely,
yes. That's
Jaden's our test driver.
Jaden is a test driver.
Yeah, Bentley's doing very good on that leash with him. I was going to bring that up. I'd heard that in a previous show of y'all's, that you had someone coming in and trying to do some obedience training with the dogs.
Yes, we have a professional trainer that has moved here. She and her husband, and yes, she is coming in and training with a volunteer. She's got a volunteer that's coming, and she's kind of trained her, and
we've had someone else contact us about training too and coming in.
That's a great thing.
Isn't that wonderful?
I mean, you pick up a dog that's now very good on a leash.
Absolutely.
That's a lot easier to deal with than one that wants to pull you down the driveway wide open. I've been involved in that before.
Well, and this lady, she has said she wants to move into training our volunteers as well, not just the one that's helping her right now, but any volunteer that's working at the shelter, so that they can continue that, because I think, well, I'm terrible with my dogs. I let them pull me all over the place.
Well, I spoke with John today about that, about how the shelter was going, and I think the inmates really look forward to helping.
They're part of the team.
Yes, they
are.
I think that's a really good thing that the sheriff lets happen and encourages to happen.
Yes,
I think that's a great.
It's really good for them, and we've had trustees that's even learned the importance of spay and neuter.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, let me also say that.
So we're tickled.
Our trustees are so professional. I mean, they're craftsmen. Mm-hmm. They have
very skilled.
They're very skilled individuals, and
just because you mess up don't make you bad.
And our shelter is so much better because of the trustee program.
Oh, they repair things. They repair things all the time. I mean, when you've got dogs, things will get knocked over or whatever. And
and how much they are engaged with the dogs. Mm-hmm. It is incredible. I think our shelter is the much better shelter because of our trustee program,
yes, ma'am.
hands
yes,
down.
Ma'am. I agree.
It is just amazing, the talent and the skill and the passion that they bring to working at the shelter. So I'm glad Sheriff Myers thinks the same thing. He feels really good about it as well.
Yes, yeah, we had a very candid conversation on my way here, actually, just checking in with him, and he thinks it's going very well. Had, I believe, a bi-weekly meeting with Miss Ginger, and and staying abreast. Of course, he is over that. So it's great to see that happening.
So I want to thank again our sponsors, Parks Lumber Company, Story and Lee, Hearing Services of Middle Tennessee. We get more organized with our third time's charm, Philip. So I'm going to leave it with you. Why should voters who care about animal welfare choose you?
Well, I can guarantee that the accountabilities that the county executive can enact and uphold will be there, that the policies surrounding that will be there, and that I'll dig to the bottom of whatever the issue is, and know the actual facts of it before I I make a decision as which way I want to go, and before I talk with my commission, because that's something that you have to do as county executives, be very connected with your commissioners.
Yes.
To where you can, they have to be able to get the information, kind of like me and Miss Beth had to sit and talk about with the SNPS program. They have to have that, and I can guarantee that I will be giving them that honest, factual thing. I think that that's a very important thing for our county. I think that it's something that we have took on, and if we're going to take it on, it's a pretty easy scriptural thing. If you're going to do it, to do the best you can. That's my plan in anything. If I get hired by the county to do the job.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
We really appreciate it. This has been a wonderful series. And again, I think we're going to repost. We're going to show yours, and then we'll repost all three conversations at a later date. I want to thank you, Bentley, for joining us. Beth, give Ginger's number in case they want to adopt Bentley.
931-244-0265.
Thank you for joining us. See you next week.